Hi there, David here again, coming to you on behalf of Be in Crypto. Today, we're going to talk about non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs. NFTs have actually been around for a few years now, but lately they're becoming increasingly popular in the world of art and other collectibles. Maybe it's got you wondering, just what are these new crypto assets that's got everyone talking? Well, you're in luck, because in today's video we'll be covering: what are NFTs exactly? What are some of the use cases for NFTs? We'll touch on the recent popularity surrounding them. And finally, we'll be telling you exactly how to buy, sell, and create your own NFTs. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to begin getting involved with non-fungible tokens. So what are we waiting for? Let's get right to it. Okay, let's start by talking about that term, non-fungible. Fungible is basically another word for replaceable or interchangeable. Take, for example, a US $20 bill, or really any note of fiat currency. These are highly fungible because any one of them is basically identical in terms of utility to every other one. They can also be easily converted into smaller units, like two $10 bills. Lastly, it's incredibly difficult to discern the specific history of any single bill. Generally speaking, blockchains are actually quite the opposite of this. Take Bitcoin. While you may at first think that all Bitcoin is basically the same, it's really not. Anyone can look at the blockchain and see the specific and entire history of every individual Satoshi leading back to the moment it was mined. If, for any reason, the Bitcoin in your wallet was at one time involved in some illicit activity, it would be relatively easy to discover and prove, at least for investigators with access to metadata. Obviously, this is not realistically an issue for the vast majority of users, and any Bitcoin bought on a prominent exchange will be completely clean, but we are highlighting the issue. The takeaway here is that something that is non-fungible can be easily identified as unique and is extremely difficult to fake. Now, let's talk about tokens. I shouldn't need to say much if you've been following my videos, but in a nutshell, tokens are basically assets that are created out of smart contracts and whatever underlying cryptocurrency they are built on. We've spoken about them before in my video on decentralized finance, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Tokens can be created on a variety of networks, such as Cardano, Tron, Binance Smart Chain, and many more. Of course, much like with DeFi, Ethereum is the #1 platform currently being used. On Ethereum, NFTs come in the form of ERC-721 tokens. The ERC-721 standard enables for not only the encoding of unique data into individual NFTs, it also allows for differing values of tokens from the same contract. This basically means that if there's a batch of, say, 500 identical NFTs released, each one of those tokens still has its own history and price. As for the content of NFTs, the idea is that virtually any collection of data, such as an image, movie, audio track, 3D model, anything really, can be encoded onto the blockchain and attached to a token, giving that specific data a form of tangibility. Now, we fully understand that this may sound a little silly at first. After all, everyone can already copy and transfer this data freely and easily anyway. Why does it need to be tangible? Well, the answer is that while there are a great many things that probably don't need to be on the blockchain, there is value in the fact that anything can be put on-chain. To illustrate why this whole idea has merit, let's go through some examples of use cases. One that I like to start with is video games. Video games often have in-game items that can be unlocked, traded for, or bought outright. Unfortunately, there's virtually never a way to transfer these items out of the game they exist in. Gamers have often wished they could transfer items into subsequent sequels of a franchise, for example. While occasionally developers have found clever ways to make something like this possible, with NFTs it would become trivial. So you could take those epic items that you bought or earned with you and use them across entirely different games. As long as titles are programmed to access your crypto wallet, they should be able to see and utilize virtually any of your NFTs. It's really up to the creativity of the developers to figure out all the interesting things that can be done with this technology in their products. Already there are some games out there doing this. Titles like Splinterlands, Gods Unchained, and more utilize NFTs as the basis of their platforms, not to mention virtual worlds like Decentraland, which is basically built out of NFTs. However, it's just a matter of time before big-name developers begin implementing NFTs into AAA titles, so keep an eye out for updates on that. A more practical, business-minded solution for NFTs would be the creation of digital receipts for physical goods. The proposal here is that products could be embedded with a QR code or similar identifying technology that would be linked to a full report on the asset's entire history. Where it was made, every hand that's ever touched it, who owns it now, etc. This has huge potential for manufacturing and shipping systems, but can also change things for regular consumers. Buying and selling things like homes and cars could become a much easier and safer process by utilizing NFT receipts. This also stands to be massively useful for any products traded in secondary markets like thrift stores, as being able to verify the authenticity and value of any item will be easy to discern from the blockchain. Honestly, there are countless potential use cases for NFTs, so why don't you let us know down below what you think the most exciting possibilities of this technology are. Of course, as of right now, the biggest area that NFTs are making a splash is in art and other collectibles. For example, you may have heard about an NFT art piece by the artist Beeple being recently auctioned for a whopping $69 million, or Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey selling his very first tweet for $2.9 million. Then there's the recent surge in sales on the NBA Top Shot platform that makes NFTs from key historical NBA moments. The point is, NFTs are getting a lot more attention lately, and this is likely just the beginning. Now, as promised, we're going to tell you exactly how you can get involved today. Whether you want to buy, sell, or create your own NFTs, we've got you covered. Before we begin though, there's just a few things we need to decide. One is choosing which blockchain to use. As mentioned, NFTs can be on a variety of blockchains, but Ethereum is still the biggest, and we'll be using it for our example today. Also, MetaMask makes for a highly convenient wallet that is supported by virtually all marketplaces, so make sure you have a MetaMask or other compatible wallet set up in the browser you're using. Next, we need to choose our service. There are quite a variety to choose from, but some of the most popular include Rarible, OpenSea, Mintable, and Super Rare. Some platforms only allow for trade of NFTs, but many also allow you to create or mint them. We'll be showing you the process on OpenSea today, as it does allow for NFT creation, so let's check it out right now. Here we can see OpenSea's main page. Let's start by looking at the marketplace for buying NFTs. Have a look at some of the items available, as well as the parameters for filtering the results. Much like with a site like eBay, some items are being auctioned while others have a buy now price. Let's check out those buy now items. Notice there's literally millions of unique NFTs here, so it's not a small market. Maybe we like this one here, so let's click on it. Here you can see the image of the NFT, the price, and as you scroll down you can see all of the relevant information, like price history, a description from the creator, and blockchain details of past transactions and its creation. If we wanted to buy this, we would click Buy Now. At this point, you'll be prompted to log into your MetaMask wallet if you haven't already. Once that's done, you'll be shown this checkout screen. Now, I'm not actually going to buy this, I don't even have enough funds in my wallet, but if you were going to, you would click Checkout, at which point your MetaMask wallet would give you a pop-up window asking you to confirm the transaction. Be sure to check that gas fees are acceptable to you, as they can get quite high at times, and in fact, we'll be talking a bit more about fees in just a minute. But if everything does look good to you, simply confirm, and after a short time needed to verify in the blockchain, you will be effectively the owner of this NFT. Next, let's talk about how to create your very own NFTs. For this, you'll want to click on Create, and then My Collections. I've already set up a Being Crypto collection here, so I'm going to click on that. Also note below where it is explained that OpenSea is compatible with many other NFT creation tools. Because these platforms are built on the same underlying standards, they'll usually be compatible assuming they're running on the same blockchain. Anyway, you're going to need to create a new collection. It's pretty straightforward, but let me just show you the parameters you'll be setting up. Many of these are optional and depend on what you're making and if or how you want it promoted. Most parameters are pretty standard things like setting up an image or banner for the collection, giving it a name, a URL, a description, and a category. You can also embed links into it, set up your commission fee on potential future sales, and decide what assets you'll accept as payment. Finally, you can choose how it will be displayed, and you can see who is authorized to edit this collection, which should only be you at this point. Just know that yes, you can come back and change all of these options at any time by clicking on Edit next to your collection, so don't overthink it if this is your first time. Once your collection is all set up, it's time to make your first NFT. Begin by clicking Add New Item. The first thing you need to choose here is what exactly are you tokenizing. As I mentioned, an NFT can theoretically be any data, but different creation platforms may not support every file type. That being said, common image, video, and audio formats are generally going to be available. For my NFT today, I'm going to choose an image of some handsome fella I found on the internet, but of course, you feel free to use virtually anything that's supported. Next, simply fill out some details, like giving your NFT a name. You can also embed a link here for others to find out more about your NFT, and/or you can fill out a detailed description. Next, you can give your NFT various properties or traits. This is a little advanced for our walkthrough though, so feel free to explore these options on your own. Lastly, you can set the supply, or how many duplicates of this NFT there will be. At the time of this video, the parameter on OpenSea is locked at 1, meaning you can't generate large batches right now. However, the site does promise this will be changing soon. For us today, 1 is fine, so go ahead and click on Create. As you can see, it's just that simple. At this point, you can click on Visit, which will take you to a screen with more or less the same information as when we were browsing NFTs to buy, though there won't be much data on this NFT as it's only existed for minutes. We can also, at this point, list this NFT for sale, so click on that now. Okay, there are a few different options here, so let's discuss them. First, you can decide if this is a set price or an auction, and you can even bundle multiple NFTs together. Auctions work as expected, with parameters for a minimum bid, reserve price, and time frame, but let's focus on a set price listing. Next, decide how much you're charging and in what cryptocurrency. For our example, we'll set our price at 1 whole Ether. You can also specify what is known as an ending price. This means that the listed price will drop linearly to this lower price, and the sale will expire if it gets there before a buyer is found. Moving on, you can of course schedule this listing to go live at some set date in the future, and lastly, you can set the sale to private if you have a specific buyer already lined up. Now, I need to draw your attention to the instructions section of the page. You should make sure you read and understand this well, so feel free to pause the video at this time to look it over. What it's basically saying is that there will be some transaction fees associated with setting up this account for the first time, as well as giving OpenSea access to this item. It explains that this only needs to be done one time, and future listings will only require a signature. I bring this up because while creating an NFT on OpenSea is free, listing it for sale will have fees attached. These will be basic gas fees on the Ethereum network, and as mentioned, they can at times be quite high. For example, let's see what happens when I click on Post Your Listing. I'm prompted to initialize my account, as was mentioned would happen. Now, this transaction is inherently free, except for the gas fee. Notice that the gas fee at current prices is over $150 worth of Ethereum. Even for this one-time transaction, this can often be cost prohibitive for many. Bear in mind that fees do go up and down at different times, so you can check back regularly to get the best deal. If you're confident your NFT will sell, this upfront expense may be worth it and could be factored into the listing price. However, for this reason, I will not actually be posting this NFT for sale anytime soon, so sorry to those of you who are hoping to get your hands on this rare, one-of-a-kind collectible. Also know that you are free to move your NFTs off of the OpenSea platform at any time, but again, this will involve transaction fees, as this is unfortunately an unavoidable aspect of the Ethereum network at this time. If you do choose to go ahead and buy or sell NFTs, you're going to need some Ethereum, so why not get it from the Stormgain Cryptocurrency Exchange? Stormgain is not only one of the hottest up-and-coming exchanges out there, it also offers several valuable perks, such as a loyalty program, bonuses for referrals, annual interest on crypto deposits, and using the official app, you can even begin cloud mining cryptocurrency for free today. If you're looking to purchase Ethereum, Bitcoin, stablecoins, or dozens of other cryptocurrencies, then just know that Stormgain offers a bit more than most other exchanges, so be sure to check them out. Well, that should be enough for today. There are obviously a lot of features on OpenSea, as well as many alternative platforms that we simply don't have time to dig into, but we'll put some helpful links in the description below to help you on your way. In the meantime, if you want to keep up on all the latest happenings with NFTs and crypto in general, then come check us out at beincrypto.com, where you'll find daily updates, analysis, and more. Also, don't forget about our other content right here on YouTube, such as interviews, educational videos, and our bi-weekly news show. Lastly, if trading is your thing, then come join our trading community on Telegram, where you'll get access to the latest technical analysis from our top traders. As always, thanks to each and every one of you for watching. We'll see you again right here real soon.